Hi, I'm Owen. All my life, I've been the responsible one, the kid who keeps his head down, works hard, and never causes trouble. Fat lot of good that did me. Graduation day. The sun beat down on our backyard as my family hosted what they called a joint celebration for me and my brother Jason. Even though he graduated 3 years ago, somehow we still share everything, even my damn graduation party. Speech time. My mom Diana clinked her glass, beaming at Jason. We are so proud of both our boys today. My dad Richard stood up, chest puffed out. First, a toast to Jason, who just landed that marketing job at Pritchard and Associates. Everyone cheered. That was weird. Jason hadn't mentioned any new job to me. And of course to Owen for finally finishing college. Finally? Like it was some shocking achievement I'd managed to graduate on time with honors while working 2 jobs. My friend Megan caught my eye from across the yard and raised an eyebrow. She knew the score. She'd been watching the show for years. Now for the gifts, Diana announced, practically bouncing with excitement. My stomach nodded. Here we go again. Richard handed Jason an envelope. Inside was a key. My brother's face lit up like Christmas morning. No way, you didn't. Richard pointed to the street. A brand new Audi sat at the curb, complete with a giant red bow. You deserve it, son, Diana said, for all your accomplishments. What accomplishments? The degree he barely earned? The string of jobs he couldn't keep? Jason ran to the car, everyone following like he was the Pied Piper. I stood frozen until Megan nudged me. You okay? Peachy, I muttered. When everyone returned, Diana handed me a box. It was light, too light. I opened it, empty. What's this? I asked. Richard looked uncomfortable. Well, it's symbolic. We're giving you freedom, independence. Independence? The word tasted bitter. We've supported you for so long, Diana explained. It's time you support yourself. The memories flooded back. Jason getting a car at 16 while I took the bus. Jason's lavish graduation party while I got dinner at Applebee's. Jason getting college paid for while I worked and took out loans. Thanks, I said flatly. Megan squeezed my arm. That's messed up, she whispered. Jason revved his new car. Want a ride, little bro? Consider it my gift to you. Everyone laughed. Ha ha, so funny. Later, Megan found me in the kitchen staring at the empty box. They've always been like this, I said. When we were kids, Jason broke Mom's vase. I got grounded. They don't deserve you, Owen. You know what's crazy? Jason never even sent out those job applications he bragged about. I helped him write them, but he never sent them. So how'd he get this job? Exactly what I'm wondering. I carefully folded the empty box and tucked it under my arm. What are you doing with that? Megan asked. Keeping it as a reminder. Of what? I looked her dead in the eyes. That I'm done being the good son who gets nothing. It's time they learned who Jason really is, who they all are. What are you going to do? I smiled. I'm going to give them exactly what they deserve. I spent the next morning digging through old college files on my laptop. Something about Jason's sudden job announcement didn't add up. That presentation looks familiar, Megan said, peering over my shoulder at the coffee shop. It should. I made it for my senior project. But look at this. I pulled up an email Jason had forwarded me months ago, a portfolio he'd supposedly sent to Pritchard and Associates. He took my entire project, changed the name, and claimed it as his own work experience. Megan whistled low. That's next level shady. But how do you even get your files? Remember when my laptop crashed last Christmas? He offered to fix it for me. I scrolled through more files, my marketing proposals, my design samples, all with Jason's name slapped on them. No wonder he got that job. He's presenting himself as some kind of marketing genius, using my work. We need proof he submitted this stuff, Megan said, already typing on her phone. My cousin works in HR at Pritchard. Let me see what she can find out. 2 days later, I finally met Jason's girlfriend, Sarah, at a local bar. She seemed genuinely nice, way too good for him. Owen, Jason talks about you all the time, Sarah said, giving me a hug. Does he? What does he say? That you're super smart. He said you guys worked on some big projects together in school. I nearly choked on my drink. Together? That's interesting. He showed me this amazing campaign proposal you guys did, the one with the interactive social media component. My campaign, my idea, my work. Right, that one was really collaborative, I said carefully. Did he ever mention his senior thesis, the one about digital marketing metrics? Sarah looked confused. He said he graduated with honors for that paper. Honors, wow. The paper that barely got him a C-. The one I refused to help with because he'd partied all semester. Megan texted me under the table. Got the files. He submitted everything as his work. Resume is 90% your experience. Jason mentioned you're helping with his big presentation next week, I said casually. Sarah nodded. He's so nervous about it. It's his first major project at the new job. I'd love to see what he's presenting, for old time's sake. I can show you. I've been helping him rehearse. Jackpot. Later that night, Megan and I spread the evidence across my apartment floor. His college transcripts, Megan said, waving papers. Your cousin in the registrar's office came through. Jason barely maintained a 2.0 GPA. And here's his job application, I said, claiming honors, leadership roles, and technical skills he doesn't have. What about that internship at Wilson Media? Never happened. He was supposed to start but got sick the first week and never went back. Still puts it on his resume as 6 months experience. I pinned everything to my wall, connecting threads between the lies. What's the plan? Megan asked. Sarah invited me to Jason's big presentation next week. Everyone will be there, my parents, his new bosses, colleagues. Perfect storm. Exactly. But I need more than just evidence. I need him to hang himself. How? I smiled, tapping the invitation. By giving him exactly what he wants. More of my work to steal. But this time, with a twist. I created a fake marketing proposal with subtle but critical flaws in the data analysis. Then I accidentally left it on my laptop when Jason came over to borrow my external hard drive. Hey, what's this? Jason said, pointing at my screen before I could close it. Just something I'm working on, a side project for fun. His eyes lit up like a kid seeing Christmas presents. This looks amazing. Mind if I take a peek? It's not finished yet. Come on, little bro. We're in the same field now. Maybe I could give you some pointers. I stepped away from my laptop. I guess so. I'll grab us some beers. When I returned, he'd already emailed himself a copy. 3 days later, Megan called. Your brother just posted parts of your proposal on his LinkedIn as his latest innovative approach. He didn't even change the font. Perfect. Now we wait. I met Sarah for coffee the next day. She seemed distracted, fidgeting with her napkin. Everything okay? I asked. Can I ask you something weird? That project Jason is presenting next week, did you work on it too? Why do you ask? I found earlier drafts on his laptop. They had your name in the document properties. I feigned surprise. That's strange. And then I found other files, your resume, your portfolio, all with sections highlighted. Sarah looked up, eyes troubled. He's been lying to me, hasn't he? What makes you think that? Last night, he was practicing his presentation. He couldn't explain basic concepts in his own proposal. When I asked questions, he got angry. I sighed. What do you want to know? Everything. I showed her the evidence, the stolen work, the fabricated achievements. By the end, her hands were shaking. I feel so stupid, Sarah whispered. You're not stupid. He's just good at lying. What are you going to do? Expose him at the presentation. Sarah straightened. I want to help. The next day, I called my parents. I'm organizing a surprise for Jason's big presentation. Can you invite the whole family, aunts, uncles, everyone? That's so thoughtful, Owen, Diana gushed. After everything your brother's done for you, I bit my tongue. Yeah, it's the least I can do. Megan helped me compile everything into a digital dossier, a complete record of Jason's deception. We created backup copies and secured cloud storage that couldn't be deleted. You sure about this? Megan asked as we tested the screen sharing setup that would broadcast evidence to the presentation room. Once you do this, there's no going back. I've spent my whole life being overlooked while Jason took credit for everything good I ever did. They gave him a car for my graduation. Your parents will be devastated. They should have thought about that before creating their golden child. The night before the presentation, Jason called me in a panic. Bro, I need your help. There's something weird in those numbers from your proposal. What numbers? The ones I'm using tomorrow. The projections don't make sense, and my boss is asking questions I can't answer. I thought you were the marketing genius, I said coolly. Don't be a dick, Owen. This is serious. Can you come over and fix it? Sorry, I've got plans. Big day tomorrow. What could be more important than helping your brother? I smiled at my reflection in the window. Justice. Pritchard and Associates conference room was packed. My parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all there for Jason's big moment. Diana waved excitedly from the front row next to Richard, who couldn't stop grinning. Megan sat in the back with her laptop, giving me a subtle thumbs up. Sarah stood near the podium, nervously checking her phone. Jason strutted to the front in his designer suit, flashing his trademark smile. Thanks everyone for coming today. Family means everything to me. I wouldn't be where I am without your support. He clicked to the first slide. My work, my ideas, all stolen. The key innovation here is the integration of predictive analytics with consumer behavior patterns. As he stumbled through the explanation, I texted Megan. The screen behind Jason split, his presentation on one side, my evidence on the other. What the hell? Jason spun around, face draining of color. I stood up. That's interesting, Jason. Maybe you could explain why your innovative approach has my name in the document properties? The room went silent. Uncle Bob leaned forward, squinting at the screen. Or why these drafts were created on my laptop 3 years ago for my senior project. Jason's boss, Mr. Pritchard, adjusted his glasses. What exactly am I looking at here? Evidence that Jason has been stealing my work for years. His supposed 3.8 GPA, actually a 2.0. That marketing club leadership, attended one meeting, that prestigious internship, quit after 3 days. Jason lunged for the laptop. He's making this up. He's always been jealous of me. Mom, Dad, tell them. Sarah stepped forward, hands shaking. It's all true. I found the files myself last week. Aunt Carol gasped. Cousin Emma whispered something to Uncle Bob. Diana stood up, clutching her purse. Owen, stop this right now. This is your brother's big day. Like my graduation was supposed to be my big day before you gave him a car and me an empty box? Richard looked genuinely confused. We've supported both of you equally. Really? You paid his tuition while I worked 2 jobs. You celebrated his C-minuses while ignoring my honors. Mr. Pritchard examined the evidence closely. These projections don't even make mathematical sense. Did you review this at all before presenting? Of course I did, Jason shouted, sweat beading on his forehead. Owen must have changed them to sabotage me. By making you steal my work in the first place? I laughed bitterly. Jason turned desperately to our parents. Are you just going to stand there? For once, they had nothing to say. Mr. Pritchard stood up. I think we've seen enough. Jason, clean out your desk. Everyone else, please excuse us. As people filed out, Diana grabbed my arm, tears streaming. How could you do this to your brother? How could you do this to me my entire life? We've always loved you both the same. No, you haven't, and now you've lost one son. 6 months later, I accepted a director position at a competing firm. Jason remained unemployed. My parents sent desperate gifts and tearful voicemails. I kept that empty box on my desk. Megan visited my new downtown apartment. Your parents called again. They really want to make things right. Some things can't be fixed with apologies. Are you happy, though? Looking at my life, successful career, real friends, freedom from toxic expectations, I nodded. For the first time ever, yes. I finally have exactly what I deserve. What would you have done in Owen's position? Was he right to completely cut his parents out of his life? Or should he have given them a chance to make amends? Is there a point where family toxicity becomes unforgivable? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories like this one. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload.